Welcome back. We're here to preview Sunday afternoon's Premier League game between Hull City and Chelsea. Matt, we started with Chelsea in the league last time. Obviously league leaders still up there, but 1-1 draw with Southampton.
Yeah, poor result, wasn't it, on the whole? I think obviously drawing at home to Southampton, on the face of it, it's not an awful result, but the fact that they went 1-0 up early on, across the end of his mini scoring drought, and they played some good stuff in the early stages, but Southampton came back and forced a penalty, forced the equaliser, and Southampton were the better team in the first half, there's no doubt about that. Chelsea were the better team in the second half. A lot of chances later on. There was one from Terry, wasn't he, who sort of flashed it right at the post. Everyone thought it was going to be in, and it looked in all the way, and Forster had some good saves, and I think Chelsea threw on Cuadrado, who hasn't really done too much. Remy came on, and Remy's done okay when he's played, but he's not had too much football, is he? I think Drogba's sort of been preferred to him when Costa's not playing, which is a surprise, and I say they're still sitting top of the table, so it's still comfortable, but drawn to the last three in the league. One of those was against Burnley, and they're sort of stuttering at the moment. They're going to win the league, but they are sort of stuttering at the moment.
And I think it was more disappointing as well, given it came after the PSG exit, the way they went out of the Champions League. That was disappointing as well, but like you say, they're still fairly comfortable at the top. It's a 6-point gap at the top, and they dropped 2 points, but they would have been amazed to see Burnley beat Man City, and obviously if City had got that game, then the gap's only 3 points, so that was a huge boost for them. But you look at the sides below City, they're obviously only 1 point ahead of Arsenal, United 2 further back, and Liverpool looking a lot better. So I think Chelsea, you look at their next 3 fixtures, they've got Hull here, then they host Stoke and go to QPR. That's 3 games, you expect them to get maximum points from, and if they do get 9 points from them, you think the title will be done by then. But any slip-ups there gives hope to the sides below them, and then the 2 fixtures after that, it's United at home and Arsenal away. So by the time those fixtures come around, Chelsea, they don't want there to be any sort of glimmer for the other teams, glimmer of hope for the other teams, because their game in hand doesn't come for quite a while, and as long as there's that little bit of hope for the other teams, it just makes it more difficult for Chelsea. But if they can wrap up the title, in the next month or so, that's what they want to do. Mourinho won't want it going anywhere near the last day, and they should still be fairly confident, even though they've been on a bit of a wobble lately.
It's such a strong start to the season, didn't they? I mean, all their players are in good form. Costa hit the ground running as we expected he would. It's been a great signing, but Fabregas is the interesting one. He's got a lot of criticism lately. He hasn't scored or registered an assist in his last 10 games, and I think that's not a new thing. At Barcelona he got criticised for doing that, playing well up until Christmas, and then sort of coming back after the winter break in Spain and not really doing too much. And that's quite a thing that has been said quite a lot about him, whether he would do that, and it seems to have been the case lately. His performances have dropped. Great start to the season, great. He probably one of their best. He was probably their best player for so long, linking with Costa. But they talk about players like Oscar and never really sort of doing too much. And there was an interesting thing that came out. Jose Mourinho's son, who's a youth goalkeeper at Fulham, he posted on Instagram quite critical of the Chelsea fans for criticising Fabregas, and I think there is an issue there between the Chelsea fans and maybe the manager and stuff. It's a bit, they can be a bit, they get on the players' backs at Stamford Bridge, don't they, when it's not going too well. And like you mentioned, went out in the Champions League, obviously didn't help the connection between the fans. But like I say, they're probably going to win the league, but they are sort of stuttering at the moment. They're lucky that City have dropped off.
I think the Champions League exit is the big one for them, isn't it? That really did hurt them. But they should still win this game against a Hull side. But Hull, they're looking okay at the moment. It's 1 defeat in 6. Since the end of January, they have improved lately. 2 draws in a row, and last time out, a point away from home. When you're a side like Hull, any point away from home is probably a good one. But when you go to Leicester, bottom team in the league, that's a game you should be winning. Bruce would have identified that as this is a chance for us to pull clear. They're 15th in the table, 3 points above Burnley. Obviously, Burnley getting that win over City, didn't help Hull at all. But the game against Leicester, there wasn't too much to it, was there? Either side could have won it, but in the end, I think a draw was probably a fair result. Both sides had chances, but the point's not too bad. But Hull, you look at them, 15th in the table, they should still be alright. I'll be very surprised if they go down, because there's still quite a lot of quality there. But far from safe yet, because like I said, Burnley won that game against City, so it's only 3 points the gap down to the bottom 3.
Yeah, you mentioned the 3-point gap, probably going to be safe. They've got some tough games, haven't they? I think they play Liverpool at home, and they go to Swansea and Southampton. The 3 games that are going to be tough. They fancy giving Swansea a game, but Southampton go up to the top 4. Liverpool should push him, top 4 and beyond. So that's going to be a tough game. But you fancy them sort of. They've got good players up front, haven't they? And Doyle that came in from Lokomotiv Moscow. Sorry, he's done well in the last few games, and Jelavic always worthy of the goal. It's not really what happened for Abel Hernandez, though, is it? He came in, high reputation, but those 3, I think Hernandez was on the bench last time out, so we'll be interested to see whether he comes back into the team. And Huddleston's obviously suspended after getting that red card, so they need to sort of change their midfield around a little bit. But I mean, they'll fancy giving Chelsea a game. Obviously, Chelsea will start as the favourites, but you never know.
I think they've got a little bit of a chance given Chelsea's results recently, but not many people will be picking them. What's your score prediction?
No, I think Chelsea will edge it. You know, they've started lately, but they're due a result. You know, due a good performance. It's been a while since they really put on a strong display. So I think they'll nick it 2-1.
2-1. Yeah, I think it's going to be a classic Mourinho 2-0. You know, score in the first half. You know, maybe get 2 in the first half and then just lock it up for the rest. I think it's going to be 2-0 to Chelsea. So both fancy Chelsea to win here. Thanks for watching.